Well, hey, I thought it'd be good to talk about gold. We've had a lot of thought on that. A lot of people all thinking different things about gold. But in reality, let's talk about some of the facts. I personally, I put articles up about gold. I talk about sharing gold, and I haven't gone and bought gold. And my reasoning in that is I just don't. Well, I feel at peace. I've lived, as I say, in this way of living for over 20 years, and it's one thing I've learned is if you're operating in fear instead of faith, it never gets you anywhere. So you might feel like, oh, I've done it. I've got some gold, but I share about that pawnbroker show. What is it, Pawn Stars, where the guy comes in there and he's got a gold brick that his grandma had when she was back in the 1940s, because she stored gold when America outlawed the gold. And it, to me, the old woman who got old and died, what good was the gold to her? I mean, the Bible talks about storing up treasure where moth and rust destroy, or laying up a treasure in heaven. And for me, I look at gold, the reason I promote some gold use is I think that the sudden ending of the currency is going to be a big shock to a lot of people who have lived a very comfortable life of self-sufficiency. And so I think that having gold or some stores of food, they are not your final answer, but they're going to give people that kind of easing in. So you don't wake up tomorrow, the dollar crashes today. They're not going to just give you warning. It's going to happen overnight. So the dollar crashes overnight. You wake up tomorrow morning and you're like, what do I eat? What do I do? Oh no. And so I think for me, I've allowed a bit of promotion of gold and some stores and things like that, because it's things that give people a little bit of slack. So when it all collapses, they feel like they've got some sort of normality, some sort of control, some sort of hope in their life. But ultimately, your hope has to be based spiritually in for me, it's in Jesus Christ. But so I have not bought gold. I don't own any gold. I know I've been offered that. I can get gold, but just have no interest in it. I don't think gold is going to be a final answer. I think they are not going to allow a sub-economy inside a parallel economy inside of an economy. So ultimately, you can have as many gold bars as you want. If they outlaw using it, what are you going to do? Be the richest gold bar owner in the whole suburb, but you can't do anything with it. I mean, black market gold, there's only so much you can do with it, and most people aren't prepared to go onto the black market for that sort of thing anyway. So I think we're going to be faced with, you can have a semi-normal life and sell your soul to that, or you are going to have to know how to survive off-grid while on the grid. So anyway, I wanted to encourage those of you that look and go, I don't have the money to buy gold. How am I going to buy gold? Don't panic. I don't have the money to buy gold. Guess we could come up with it, right? But it's just not a priority. Gold, silver, I haven't really amassed anything. I tell the story back in the States, when I was living in Saugus in the Boston area. We got some chickens because I thought things were going to go this way, and so I bought 13 chickens. The lady guaranteed me, they were chicks, the lady guaranteed me there was probably no roosters in there, and I got 11 roosters, and one of my hens died. So I learned pretty quickly that you can make all the plans you want, but God looks at the heart. And it's a time where many of us are reevaluating life, reevaluating what matters to us. And I think things are going to leave your life and things are going to come to your life that you don't expect. But it's being open to that change, being open to say, okay, I don't understand it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, but I'll take the journey. So take the journey. Take the journey. And really, if you're at peace spiritually, when you realize that your Creator is reaching out to you, your Creator is actually romancing you to come and be at peace with Him. And so I have a saying, I follow the peace. If the peace was telling me buy gold, I'd buy gold, but it's not for me personally. Might be for you. So I am living life, living it to the full. enjoying every day as a gift to just be unwrapped. And I tell you, I mean, I've lost so much, but boy, in my losing, did I gain. And yeah, so anyway, with your gold, stay calm, stay calm. It's not a final answer. If you don't have it, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. But don't give up. Just see what you're supposed to do, because there'll be something. There'll be something. God bless you. Well, actually, one final verse comes to me where the Bible says, it tells a story about a man that says, I'm going to tear down my barns and build bigger barns. And he was a rich man. And the Bible says, you fool, tonight your soul is required of you. And this is a time where many of us are going to realise what matters in life. You've served your money, you've served all sorts of things. We all have. But it's a time of reevaluating life and what really matters. And, I'm going to go and buy a bigger house. I'm going to go and buy this. I'm going to go and do that. You fool. Tonight, your soul is required of you. Your answer is not in the natural. Your answer is at being in peace. So a lot of people I've got to say, as I'm just shut this off, a lot of people are closing down, going into survival mode. I'm opening up. And I'm not sorry about it. I'm opening up. I'm living life. What is this? This is an invitation to freedom. I'm not going to lock myself down into worrying about things that I can't change. So yeah, we're going to have some hard times. Yeah, we're going to have some persecution, but bring it on. Bring it on. I think, do we want it? Heck no. But don't make any difference. It's not going to change who I am. It's not going to change my state of being. It's not going to change my peace, because I know the peace of God in my life. I'm walking that peace of God in my life, and your invitation is to do the same. Listen to the invitation that you're getting and respond to it. People say, how do I do that? It's like romance, right? Just respond. There's no right or wrong. Just be you and realise you're loved. You're loved. Your Creator loves you, and the people that are with your Creator love you. And love's not an action. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what you're going to do, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're loved. And He forgives you when you ask Him to forgive you, and comes into your life. And people religion makes this the industry of sin, right? I mean, it's like they control it, the right or the wrong. To me, it's unconditional love. The love of Jesus, to me, forgave everything I've done, everything I'm going to do, and everything I'm doing when I surrendered to Him. And it's funny, religion wants to make sin about an action. It's not an action, it's a state of being. If I don't have a spiritual awakening, and for me in knowing Christ, I don't do sin. I am sin. That's who I am. But when Christ comes to me and I realise that spiritual romance, that invitation, and I surrender to Him, saying, hey, I feel you. I don't understand you with my head, but man, I feel it. I feel the music. I'm starting to move with it. Then when I surrender to that spiritual marriage, then I can no longer sin, because I am righteousness. It's who I am. And the Bible talks about that sort of thing. So religion will hate that, because they can't control you. They want to control you with the actions. But I believe the true spirit of freedom, the true spirit of freedom is saying, let's dance. Because you're no longer sin. That's what you do sometimes. That's not who you are. And who am I? I'm loved. And when I'm loved, He delights in me, because I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ. To God, really, through Jesus Christ. He bought me the right to do it, and that's what I've done. That's me. And that's what I've discovered is the romance of God that brings me the peace. And because of that, I have the peace. I don't need gold. If it comes, great. Anyway, that's it. God bless you. Keep going. We're going to win this, We're going to win. Don't shut down. Open up, because you're a winner.